Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Peace be upon to you, Sir RAZIZI bin TARMUJI. Our group will present the concept and the challenges of AL-RAHN. I am SHAFIQAH binti RAMLAN and I'm from BA 119.
My name is Shakinah Rahman.
My name is NURUL binti ILHAM.
Firstly, aranu is derived from Arabic words which call ranu meaning pound. It is Islamic pawnbroking, which is a form of interest-free microcredit sources that reversible contract in Sharia. Besides that, based on the Islamic jurisprudence, as possessions offered as security for a debt, so that the debt will be taken from it, in case the debtor failed to pay back the due money. With the existence of aranu pawn shop, have many Muslim people to access the pawnbroking product, especially for low-income earners and small traders to gain the capital or funds, in order to help them manage their cash flow problem through method considered halal by Sharia regulation. Next, the leading country offer this financial product is Malaysia through the establishment of pawn shop in Malaysia on 23 January 1992 by the Terengganu state government known as the Muassasah Gadaian Islam Terengganu. After that, the continuously establishment of the pawn shop in Malaysia is by Majlis Agama Islam and Adat Melayu Terengganu. After that, the pawn shop is opened at Kelantan by Permodalan Kelantan Berhad, and then Bank Rakyat also is the first bank cooperative to conduct the aranu scheme business with Yayasan Pembangunan Ekonomi Islam Malaysia. After that, other institutions that offer this aranu financial product such as the Ion Bank, Agrobank, and many more. If someone needs short-term financing or money immediately, they can go to the aranu pawn shop to pawn their valuable assets such as gold, especially nowadays because of outbreak of COVID-19, because people cannot go to anyway due to the movement control ordered by government. And this situation indirectly affect the economy, activity will be decreased, will because the people income, especially the businessmen, income will be decreased. So in order to solve this problem, they can go to the aranu pawn shop to pawn their valuable asset to solve their financial problem.
After that, concept of Islamic pawnbroking, which consists of four concepts. Firstly is Qardul Hasan, secondly is Wadiyat Damana, thirdly is Al-Ujra, and lastly is Wadiyat Amana. Okay, the first one is Qardul Hasan, which mean the zero return on loan. In other words, the borrower only pay for the principal amount at the end period of the aranu contract. And secondly is Wadiyat Damana, which is the lender accept the custody of valuable item or other valuable assets such as gold, and there will be self that goods with guarantee and will be returned it back to the borrower if the contract of aranu is done. Thirdly is Al-Ujra, which is the fee or the reasonable fee that charged by the lender to the borrower because of their self the borrower goods during the loan period. Lastly is Wadiyat Amana, which is the borrower trusts the lender will be take care of her or his good during the loan period, and if anything happen to the borrower item during the loan period because of the lender negligence, so the lender will be liable for pay the damage. After that, there is majority of the Islamic jurists which is agreed that the concept of aranu is consists of four pillars, which is first one, Rahin. This is the debtor or the people that want to borrow money. Secondly is Murtahin. This is the creditor or the people who has lent their money to the borrower. Thirdly is Marhun, is the pledged asset or the valuable item the borrower has pawned at the pawn shop. And lastly is SIGA, which is in order to form a contract of ARAHNU, there is must have the ijab and qabul or offer and acceptance to become the valid contract.
There are 5 conditions of ARAHNU. First is condition related to SIGA. SIGA of RAHNU should not be suspended by a condition or deferred to a future date. Secondly, condition related the contracting parties. According to Shafi'i and Hanbali, both contracting parties must have a legal qualification as RAHNU regarded as none. Also, obligatory voluntary action. But according to Hanafi and Maliki, RAHNU from discerning child and a mentally incompetent person is valid upon the approval of his wali. Thirdly, condition related to a pawn object. Firstly, being a valued property, a permissible item exists in time of contract and able to be delivered. Other than that, it must be a sufficient value to cover the debt amount and in possession of creditor. The fourth is condition related to the debt or liability. First, the underlying debt must be an established bidding and enforceable one either through loan, sale, or damage in the torts against a property. Next, the underlying debt must be known and defined to both contracting parties. Other than that, the underlying debt must be matured. RAHNU is valid if the debt is based on the price of the binding sale or during option period prior to its bindingness, as the sale contract is sold to be binding after the option expires. Last but not least, condition related to receive possession of pawn object. Firstly, permission of the debtor. Second, eligibility of contracting parties. And the third is permanency of possessions. Next is the challenge of ARAHNU. There are several challenges that Islamic pawn shop had faced. First of all, there is competition from the conventional pawn shop and illegal sources, such as from underground money lending activities as well. Some customers nowadays prefer to borrow money from loan sharks such as Along. It's easier to borrow money from them because customers no need to provide any proper documentation to make agreement, even though the loans comes with very high interest rate. Secondly, some customers quite not prefer to choose Islamic pawnbroking because it was figured as product that are meant only for those needy and poor. Therefore, a RAHNU scheme provider need to educate and expose the advantage and significance of Islamic pawn shop towards the customer. Last but not least, Islamic pawnbrokers receive complaints from customers about fake gold. Islamic pawnbrokers also face the challenge of being reported by consumers due to receive fake gold. This is not a feedback that Islamic pawnbrokers should have received from customers. It is because if this occurs oftenly, it will give bad effect towards the reputation of Islamic pawnbroking.
Solution. There are several solutions on how to overcome challenges that Islamic pawn shop has faced. The first one is a RAHNU service provider needs to place social responsibility and adherence to religion as the goal of establishing a RAHNU. If this goal does not exist, there is no difference between a RAHNU values that Islam proposes against conventional materialism. Next, provider a RAHNU services needs to be creative in producing products and services that can give uniqueness in the organization. A RAHNU needs to produce more products that are synonymous with the existing services such as hiring, keep gold, and wash gold. If there is more product that AL-RAHN offer, it will attract more customers and at the same time it can generate more funds. Last but not least, to solve the problem of receiving fake gold, AL-RAHN needs to provide the latest gold testing and evaluation methods such as X-ray fluorescence to detect the fake gold. At the same time, the industry itself needs to follow the development of type of fake gold that available in the market, especially gold imported from abroad. As a conclusion, AL-RAHN scheme means providing short-term financing, fast, hassle-free, and riba-free to the public by pawning his or her jewelry to the banks or any pawn shops as a security. AL-RAHN already offers a welfare protection to help the low-income group compared to the conventional pawn shop that operate towards the interest-based profit. Therefore, it is significant for the operators to take aggressive measures as a catalyst for future growth of Islamic pawnbroking in Malaysia, especially in creating awareness among prospective customers to tell them the advantages that provided by Islamic pawnbroking. That's all from us. Thank you for watching our video.